And Mirko,
Okay.
on track for
Ang
90 unique
laban?
hero picks at MSC.
Pinas laban China.
Second match, and we're seeing a lot of new picks here.
Ang mananalo, alam niyo na kung ano mapapanalunan.
Good and bad here. The
Diba?
Hilda should be good
Sure na
to
yun eh, alam
pressure
niyo na
the
eh.
lane, but going up
Diba,
against
diba?
Dyrov likes it when you have a lot of armor because there's so much that he can take away, and at that point, Ling
Ano ba
will be
pick
punished.
nila
Ling will have
dito?
enough damage to take you down.
And it's a winning matchup. I've been saying this from MWI. We've been seeing an MWI CC to answer the Esmeralda, where in reality, for me, I'm like, where's the Dyrov, right? This guy just got buffed. My boy's playing it in ranked. It's really
Tirot.
good. It just smashes Esmeralda in lane.
Kawawa
Even the
Esme
Hilda's
dyan.
gonna find a lot of difficulties
Bubugbugin
walking
yung
out because
Esme
your
na
physical
yan.
defense gets shredded and you have two bursts right there with you.
Pati dun sa Hilda, maganda yung Dirot. Sure win. Panalo na to.
All three of them,
May Brody pa oh.
And then the
Ganda
Utero
ng
gets
pick.
banned out, right? So they're taking away another burst damage hero.
Nice. Sure win sa atin yun. Ayaw ko banggitin, pero sa atin yun.
Brody is one of those heroes back in the day is just a turret destroyer.
Got a world championship skin.
Yeah, world
That's
championship
Marco.
skin. Like here's the thing. The moment your eyes are on lane, you're like, this is a
Pwede
problem.
pa siguro
Wait,
pumik
where's
ng
our
ano.
turrets? Wait, why is he in base? Wait, did the game just end?
10 minutes?
Too many things to focus on.
Ang hirap na ng line-up ng ano. Nung Guangzhou.
This is already a nightmare in terms of micro, but more importantly the macro. Like there's so much magic gonna happen in this game.
So you mentioned Moskov. Is the answer something that's global, something that can help on those rotations when you have someone pushing a lane and you need to get over there quickly?
That's why it would have been a better pick over the Harith, really. Because, like, I see the Harith, I see why they went for it. Again, Guangzhou Gaming, they're known for team fighting, but they needed something to answer the side lanes. If you know Falcons, they're definitely going to try to play those side lanes. They're definitely going to lane or play for lane dominance. And they got it on
Mga ano na lang, ang hulaan na lang natin dito kung gaano katagal yung laban eh. Siguro mga ano lang to, mga 11 minutes.
I gotta say for everyone that's not super familiar with the MLBB draft, this is very uninteractive, where you're just picking up heroes that you want to use without considering the opponent's pickup. So it's
Grabe,
basically like
binan
you're
yung
playing
Eudora.
rock, paper, scissors.
Ano meron sa Eudora ngayon? Binan yung Eudora.
Don't change the scissors.
And you'll win a little bit of the time.
Yeah.
But in a
Ooh.
best of three, when an opponent's knowing a little bit about
Yeah,
what you
hero
do,
nila yan.
it may not be enough.
Ay, hindi pala. Yung isa pala yun.
GUANGZHOU Gaming.
I don't think Zushin is the answer. Like, where's the damage?
I think right now Falcons just go for the Gord Kalea, right? Like, you already reveal all your cards here. You just go for extra burst, so it's good against the Harith. You have that range to bully the juice in lane. And it's an answer to Esme as well with the Shred.
So my question is this. You have one more pick, right? And we're talking about them playing Rock. How do you salvage this draft? How do you get the win condition? Because GUANGZHOU needs something that they're going to be able to rely on.
Right now,
Kahit
their
ano nang
biggest
i-pick
problem
nitong
is
ano, no?
early game damage.
Falcon.
It's weird to say the most damage that we'll see in the early game is their roam, is their tank. And sometimes it's enough, but most of the time it's
Lilia.
not. Now they have a Lilia as well as
Glue.
the glue. They already have a damage
Oh
problem.
my
Now
golay.
it's worse because the glue cannot die, and Lilia level 2 can take down basically everyone from Guangzhou. So this is a mismatch in draft.
I thought they would take the easy
Grabe.
road of just Gord and Kalea. Instead, they read past the pick. They know Guangzhou Gaming only have a utility jungle left in their arsenal, and they go for Lilia, someone that can stay in the mid lane, independent, bullying both, while the glue roams everywhere.
Mirko, this is the kind of draft that, in my eyes, creates
Comment nyo na sino
despair.
mananalo.
Like, the
Oh,
more
ano?
you look at it,
Sa
the
mga
more you
nag-aabang
fight
dyan
against it,
ito,
as the time goes on,
subscribe
it's like,
guys.
wait, our chances
Sa
of
mga
winning
hindi
is
pa
going down
nakakapag-like
and
ng
down.
video,
This is
i-like
a
nyo na
draft that
rin.
will make
Sige
you
na,
feel
please.
very
Pwede ba yun?
And now it's forced.
Sana
the
naman, oh.
golden pick out of Guangzhou Gaming.
Diba?
Nolan, notoriously horrible pick against a Ling, and especially a Brody that can kiss you.
Dyrov versus Esmeralda in the EXP lane. Flap and Modi at Dyrov.
Hulaan nyo na rin pala sa comment kung ilang minutes matatapos to. Yung game. Sa akin, 11 minutes okay na to.
Unique hero total for this tournament already. Series 2 starting off with a bang. We'll see if it's China or if it's the Philippines who can take game 1.
China!
Thank you so much. We head on
Wala eh.
in to
Sa
the
ML lang
land of
tayo
Dawn.
malakas
We're
eh.
excited to see how this game is going to be played out because
Pag-usapang
for the first
China.
time in a long time, I have never been so confident in Falcons just cleaning up kills. They have so many ways to clean up fights, but it's all up to Haji and Kyle to make things happen.
And I, for one, am pretty sure that they can accomplish just that. Team Falcons and their mechanics, no doubt, they could carry that out, but Guangzhou Gaming, they forced out an early flicker from the hero you expected to be most aggressive in the early game.
And this is the scary thing about this game, right? Because you're looking at
Oh,
everybody.
lusaw na agad.
No particular
Kulit.
winning matchup, right?
Hindi niyo ba alam yun?
Side lanes, unless they find a big mistake. So they do need the extra bit of support. Guangzhou, especially for Mei and Xing, all they gotta do is maintain control of mid, and it's gonna be super difficult for Ogwin and Haji to have that impact that we're looking for.
Yeah, at the very least, they're holding down Mei in mid, so he's not able to really get
Oh,
out of there as
oh,
much and go
oh.
into Kyle's jungle. But that's a lot of pressure already on their mid duo.
Beautiful stuff coming out from Guangzhou, right? That's already 2 big battle spells out super early on, and now they can start going for the invades.
Oh.
Kyle is just taking so much damage from Mei.
Never mind, I just said Mei couldn't just really go straight into Kyle because of what Haji and Ogwin were doing, but with the amount of support that they've been providing one another, with this rotation you've seen firsthand from Guangzhou, things to be somewhat favoring their side.
Yep, even the battle spells is also telling us the exact same story. Falcons, they want this early game to be good for them. They want to speed things up right now. See, we're trying to bait something out. Is very nearby, but I'm also curious, right? Because from Guangzhou's POV, I would have imagined that they would have gone for like maybe, I don't know, something a little tankier early on. Like now they're stuck with this Nolan. They too have a certain degree of a timer.
Yeah, so maybe that's also why you see them really trying to pick up the pace and make sure that everything goes right in the early game for them, because they somewhat picked up a jungler that also has to keep up, but at least they're holding majority of the position here in the turtle. So
tumalon.
Far, already forced
Oh.
down. Ogwin
Oh.
falls to the hands of
What?
Guangzhou as first blood, and it seems to be going
Uy,
all the
pinitas.
way over to Guangzhou. It's
Naku
only
po.
Kyle left,
Oh
and
my
even
God.
Kyle doesn't make it out
Wow.
alone. What a start for Guangzhou
Wow.
here.
Zipper, we need a replay of that. That was a beautiful fight.
Kampante.
Like it is.
Pag natalo to. Pag natalo to. Nakakahiya. Early pa lang, kalma. Kalma lang. Early lang.
Turtle in the hands of Guangzhou Gaming. This is by far a really good start.
Kinabahan na. Kinakabahan na ba lang?
Information and preparation they've done, because again, Guangzhou, you know very little about this team. Even the heroes that they've used in their recent qualifiers don't tell you much about their playstyle. But what has changed? Why have they seemed to adapt so well to the current meta despite them picking or having these heroes?
Bakit parang hindi nakakalamang si Flap dun sa lane niya?
Research, and I definitely think, you know, the length.
Dapat lamang na lamang siya dun.
Definitely played a part of that.
That's true.
Unintentionally, but here, when it comes down to the meta, that's what everybody's trying to figure out. What is not only the meta game for the game, but specifically for the tournament? We need to see that develop throughout. But with the lead that they have, 4-1, I'm expecting Guangzhou to play more reactively, right? Yeah. They want to make sure they punish the Falcons everywhere they go. They need a man-to-man defense and make sure that Haji doesn't scale too fast.
And honestly, that tournament meta, I feel, is something we won't really get to figure out until maybe day 3 or 4.
I mean, we can speculate.
Because day 1, first 2 matches in series have already shown us so much of the more unorthodox picks already.
Well, is it unorthodox or are they just ahead of the meta game? We won't know until day 2 or 3, but in the meantime, you can see both teams high contention for this mid lane. It's less about the side lanes. The side lanes are kind of independent until we can get the mid trio to move in their direction. Guangzhou gonna take that first move as they send supports to the top side.
Yep, at least for Falcons and their sides, they're doing really okay. It's a Brody and a Dairoth, which you pretty much expect to win their lanes, and so despite Falcons not really winning out massively in terms of their mid, they're not really in need of that much rotations, but that's the thing. Guangzhou might just really take advantage of this entire situation. But it's only Ogwin here up top, also trying to somewhat provide a bit of help. Let's catch Sai.
Yun lang.
It's gonna be Ogwin
Bak
all
na,
alone
boss.
this time. Now he's trapped against
Boss.
three. Do they have enough damage? Do
Kaya
they have
yan?
numbers? That's a
Yun
crimson
lang.
and a stud. Guangzhou eventually
Yun
take
lang.
him
Isa ka
out.
pa.
And Super Marco looking like the next target
Oh
target
no.
ever.
Kaya?
But he
Palag.
doesn't find it.
Ayun na. Oh! Nice.
Just a minute.
Nice. Pwede na.
Lanes go down.
Okay lang.
No way! All the auto attacks just weren't big enough. He didn't have the physical damage. It is unfortunately, a magic marksman dependent on skill cooldowns and abilities. That's gotta feel so bad. When you thought you were about to kill him, guess what? Quantum charge, walk away.
Okay,
Bakit?
here goes the replay.
Nakakalamang yung China,
He
guys.
left all alone there.
Hindi ko
I think
mag-gets.
he kinda
Bakit?
survived it for a bit longer than we expected him to.
Oof, sakit.
What a play! Even the coaching staff thought it was unbelievable. For the second time around, what? Super Marco not having a great time now.
Recall said, team, we're not going to let this happen again. Let me show you how it's done on a Nolan. But on the opposite end, we're not seeing Falcons waste too much time here. If you notice that the gold lead, despite it being 2-7, for some reason it's only 900. By this stage, you're expecting somewhat of a 1K, a 2K gold lead.
Oh, Black Shoes already forced out too. They get to find Haji and
Oh,
land another
sakit.
stun, forcing out the
Ayun,
flicker.
masyadong malalim, boy.
There goes Flap trying
Nice
to
one.
expand, and they outplay May in mid.
Nice.
Small win for Falcons this time.
Really nice play coming in from Flap as well. Now you're seeing that the traditional lane roles, they're starting to get mixed up a lot, right? What is Dyroth doing up here to maybe try and help?
Sabi ko pa naman, 11 minutes.
He reveals himself,
Joke lang pala.
all of this is
It's
so
a
that
prank.
Kyle can scale up a little bit faster, taking the wave as well.
Yep, they're at least maybe trying to slow down a bit and maybe go for the farm, because clearly Guangzhou Gaming have taken charge of the early game, and that's exactly according to plan so far. So maybe less of the direct one-on-one counters, and now we see more of the 5-on-5 rotations come into play. Recall though, very confident right now on this Nolan, forcing out the Black Shoes again.
Yeah, and honestly, there's no reason to actually contest for the turtle, because they know for a fact, hey, Nolan, his retribution is coming up, but without his ult, that's fine. That means he can't really get in and out as effectively. When they're rushing it down, that's where it gets scary.
Ayun,
Now they look for the
pinasok.
opportunity.
Just a flicker from
Yun
Owen,
lang
though,
mali yung ano
setting
nila.
up for XA.
Okay,
Very good.
nagdikit-dikit.
Wins out on the objective
Nice one.
again. Falcons now
Nice
taking
one,
it
isa pa.
and also using the Tempest of Blade, Super Marco
Back na.
joining in the fight.
Pwede
And
back
they
na.
already have taken out
Nice.
3 members of Guangzhou.
That's a
Nice.
huge mistake coming out from GZ.
Pinakaba lang.
Falcons take advantage of the fact that they were just too close together. 3 people got caught in the snare of the globules. The damage is
sakit
good
nun,
coming in from Recall. Oh, Super Marco, is he gonna burn to death? Okay, he's fine, he's fine.
Yeah, that was close though. And at least Falcons get a bit more space, because it felt like earlier they had to work hard for this space, and they had to juggle between switching lanes here and there just so they could really find some more objectives across the map. But even despite losing that objective, and I believe that was the second turtle that Guangzhou have already secured, they've at least gotten a bit more map control.
And now the question is whether or not they've developed enough of a lead. And whatever they had before instantly dissipated in one singular fight. I
Oh.
love the fact that Haji is
Bakit
immediately
parang
going for that
walang
Wish
epekto
Mana.
si
It's
Flap
perfect
ngayon
for
dito?
getting rid of these annoying
Hindi ba dapat
pokers
siya yung
like May
pinakamasakit
wants to
dyan
be in
ngayon?
his face, or maybe
Eh,
even Modi, who
ba't ganun?
again hasn't really been able to
Why?
participate as much as we would like to see.
Yep, does run the Vengeance too, so we hopefully do get to see him later on in the team fights, because I feel like that would be a great help to Guangzhou Gaming in terms of actually getting the wins.
Flap!
Oh, nothing that Flap could do. He
Lode.
flickers a little too late, and honestly, I think a lot
Bakit
of his
parang hirap
abilities
si
got
Flap dun
canceled
sa
out
ano niya,
once he got spun into
hero?
multiple directions. That being
Why
said, though,
naman
Guangzhou
ganun?
looking to try and take out at least one of these turns, but they decide not to. They give up on it. They see Ogwen, and they're like, not again, not again.
Nope, this is such a statement you're seeing from Guangzhou, especially Recall 5-1-2 on the Nolan, when in fact it was a pick who was chosen last. You thought it was just some sort of pick that they were
Dep
forced to
lang.
pick up, but the Tempest of
Nice.
Blade just being forced
Bak
out,
na,
and
bak
now
na. Dep
Guangzhou just
lang.
confidently standing
Bakit lamang sila?
of Team Falcons.
Yeah, this is going to be a really
Hindi ko
awkward
matanggap
decision for
to.
Falcons, because again, they were the ones who wanted to play for the earlier stages. Now they're highly dependent on Kyle to finish up a lot of these fights, or at the very least, Ogwen to try and create that space. Because so far, Super Marco, he's not getting as many auto attacks as he would like.
Yep, now they're forced to group up. It's always just Kyle away from the team, and that's the kind of play that they're maybe forced to do at this point. But now it's different. There's an objective that's coming up. So Team Falcons would have to be very, very careful about this. Flap cannot go down first, similar to what has been happening a couple times already in this game.
That's going to be the Malefic gun purchase here. Now Super Marco has the range to start hurting people from afar. Question is, are they going to be able to get into the pit? Because Guangzhou, they've got a really good control around it. Oh!
Gwen goes in, flickers in, but it gets bursted.
Naku po.
As a response to from Sai.
Yan na.
Just flushing
Lilinis na to.
out of this Lord pit, and they're taking control.
Oh, nice one!
By Recall. Tempest of Blade, but
Kaya na yan.
they get more. They find
Pitas-pitas lang. Back na. Nice one. Nice, pwede. Maganda ginagawa ni Kyle. Ganda. Ayun na, pwede na maglinis Kyle. Akyat. Lipad. Sayang. Ayun na, nag-aabol. Huli.
Where did he go?
How did he know? That was okay. I think Falcons now are at a much clearer advantage.
Well, they may be at a much clearer advantage, but I don't see this being a free lord just yet. Like, they're going to try for it, and I want to see what the response is going to be. Because for now, CY is in a pretty good position if he can get that
Dapat
holy crystal.
sa inyo to. Dapat sa inyo to.
Starting this objective right now, but Ogwen has a good idea where majority of them are.
Nalusaw, di ba? Kulit niya eh. Back na konti. Okay, okay na yan. Tinipi yun! Tinipi yun!
Yeah, he tried a little too hard. Cody, unfortunately, making the mistake walking into the front
Tinipi yun. Pero Pinoy yata yung scene na yan eh.
That stun from Super Marco is such an effective tool.
Pinoy yata
If not,
yun.
at least the mini stuns from both Clap and Ogwen. At this stage, Falcons, based on the items that they have, can really start pressing.
Nalusaw. Muntik na.
Fortunately,
Oh.
Haji got to quick
Sayang.
press on
Ayun,
that
nice.
black shoes. May, though, looking in danger.
Nice
Down
one.
in the hands of
Sure win, ah.
Falcons, as XJ
Alam na.
only had to Crimson Beacon out.
Pinakabalang.
Still up.
Yeah, they don't have an answer to Ogwen
Pinakabalang
right now.
naman.
He can kind of do whatever he wants as long as
Masyadong
they can
kabado
get
eh.
one shot, can ruin somebody's day. Ooh, look at the
Oh.
damage. Recall getting blasted from
Ang
halfway
sait
across the map.
mo.
And the black shoes are back for Haji. If in case GUANGZHOU actually forced that fight, but they're not really going to do so. They just focused on evening out majority of their resources across the board. That's going to be all outer turrets already taken down. And in the blink of an eye, you're already seeing a 5k gold lead in their hands.
Now, let's talk about how they're getting this, right? Before this, barely nothing. A lot of team fights, keeping it simple, kinda even. GZG, mega lead in terms of kill score, but doesn't have that 5k lead like Falcons have right now with a singular kill. And a lot of this is about time efficiency. With GZG's movements, they're sticking together. Notice, top quadrant, all 5 of them are there. Nobody's dealing with that bot wave. And that's why Falcons' overall macro is more efficient gold-wise in comparison to GZG.
Yeah, that's why even
Papasok,
things were
tumalon.
kinda slowing down.
Oh.
That was just
Uy,
Falcons
palag, oh.
playing their game, and
Lamang
now
sila,
it's
oh.
gonna be more
Nice
interesting
one.
by Flap. Now that you see them grouped up, this is exactly how they want to utilize this lineup.
Yeah, and it's great because again, the one combination people don't think about is the shred specifically from Flap. If Flap and Marco work together, no matter how tanky you are, they're going to cut your armor in half, if not more, now that he has the Malefic gun.
Okay, conceal. Could there be
Conceal.
another flicker plan there?
Pinilit.
No, man.
Torean.
Barely surviving this. Winter
Torean,
Storm
boss.
already forced out.
Nice,
Flicker
clear
two, but
lang.
They just want that base turret. GUANGZHOU are not gonna force
Nice.
the chase.
No, they can't. They can't afford to. Unfortunately for GUANGZHOU Gaming, until Sai is, I want to say not just the Holy Crystal at this point, because Ogwen is too big of a problem. I'm trying to figure out how can they bait Ogwen out, or at the very least burst them down, both of which not very good ideas considering the priority list.
Because at this point, the only heroes from GUANGZHOU who maybe can go for some backline plays are just really Recall and Modi, or unless Xing just really wants to go full commit and Crimson Beacon in and they just all jump on Super Marco, but will that be worth it? Because at this point, again, the shred you mentioned, the armor just going down as soon as you approach these heroes who could deal massive damage and penetration, and not to mention an objective too coming up just in a bit.
Yeah, this is particularly tough. I will admit that at least for GUANGZHOU Gaming, they made sure that Haji slowed down. But
Kung
now
umabot ka
already in the
dito,
later stages of this
like mo na
game,
yung video,
slowing
tapos
Haji down is
mag-subscribe ka.
not
Sige
possible.
na.
He hurts.
Yep. And look
Yun
at
na.
just how well they're
Oy,
guarding
oy,
the
oy,
area
wala
of the
yung
map
link.
right now, but GUANGZHOU are still
Reset,
pushing
reset
forward.
lang, reset.
Recall though is about to show
Nice.
himself up top, and
Ayun,
that might
nakita na si
be
Ling.
enough room for Falcons to be a bit more
Ayun,
aggressive with
pwede na
bursting
mag-burst.
down this objective.
Nice.
Oh, looks like they're trying to
Yung
sell this
yung
fight.
jungler nila yung nag-clear. Ang galing. Oy, masyado malalim.
Falcons just secure this objective, but
Oh,
Ogwen still
sumakay.
finds one. Do they want to push through with
Pwede
this fight?
pumalag.
Haji provides the
Nice.
damage, and it's gonna be enough. Super Marco's already got a
Nice.
killing spree and on the backline.
Tipi-tipi.
As they take out the
Tipi-tipi yun.
Recall. There goes the fracture, but it's gonna be
Ayan ang recall.
okay.
They've been dancing around and they know they've got an endgame angle. Unfortunately for GZG, the biggest problem with their
Tinipi,
composition is
tipi
they don't have
yun.
the best wave clear. They have to commit a lot of bombs to make it happen.
And now they surprise with yet another flicker.
Oh,
Modi
oh,
could not
lusaw.
track the damage anymore.
Nice one.
It's gonna be a near wipeout for Guangzhou Gaming
Ubus.
as Rico's the only one left. He's trying
Ubus.
to defend, but he can't. And Team Falcons with a 10K gold lead close out game number 1.